Right, okay. Behind me is the Callands fryer, and you can just see it over this side here. That's to keep the, by the way, that's just to keep the lid closed. I'll put my hand on it because it's very windy. So I've got two microphones going here to see which one works out the best. The Callands fryer. Now, in my early 20s, which is a few years ago now, believe it or not, I used to do a lot of work around here. Building work, landscaping work, and always with the lads we'd call in here in Callands. We'd call in, we'd have a nice feed, and there was a Greek family that used to own it, and they used to live locally, just round here somewhere. Yeah, lovely family. I don't know whether there's still a relative here or not. I mean, it's hard to say. But they were a lovely Greek family, or Greek Cypriot family, and they'd moved over here, and for generations they've been working the chippies. As most of these Greek Cypriot chippy owners do, they stay in the business if they can. There's a family business, they're family oriented, and it works great for them. So I've got a couple of things here now. We've got the fish and chips. I've got a steak pudding, and we've got some sumai. So I'm just going to sample this salt and pepper sumai. Right, it's in a kind of a, well, it's in a good salt and pepper mix by the looks of things there. Look at that. And I'm just going to have one of these. Oh, the smell. Well, that, I mean, you can, I should have heard a load of glasses crash behind me at the pub there, I think. It's not like a chunk of sausage, a meatball. But, okay. It's very different to any sumai I've ever had. But it's meaty, and it's got a taste, nice taste. Right, okay, let's go with the fish and chips. This is the large cod and chips. How's that look? Actually, it actually looks quite nice. Let's go with it. Let's fold that underneath. Get a better view that way from the sides there. But it actually looks okay. The chips don't look so great, in my opinion. They're very thin. But they're not so bad. And I've always said when I go to places, you know, you get sort of people that like their chips or like their fish a certain way, and they flock because of it. This could be the way. I have no idea. I can only go off my own opinion. Right, let's cut this fish in half. Pick it up, check it out. Well, that doesn't look bad at all. Let's open it up a bit. You know what? That is really nice. That batter is super crispy.
It's okay. I wanted you to give our Chinese curry sauce a go.
Right, okay.
You said that thing, but I wanted to try because it's a lot of customers like it.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
To give you.
I'll give it a try. Yeah. Thanks very much. Sorry, I got to ask.
Yeah.
Years ago, when I used to work around here,
yeah,
because I've always lived in sort of Warrington, around that way.
From Warrington, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a building company.
Yeah.
Used to work around it all the time. And I'm in my 20s and 30s. And there was a Greek family that used to own this, or Greek Cypriot family.
That's right, yeah. We took over from them, the Greek, what was his name? Forgot his name, but yes, they had it for a long time, I think, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Decades, I think, probably. Yeah. And they only live around here somewhere. I can't remember where. Might have been over there. Anyway, they really nice and everything, but we were always here.
Yeah, I've heard they were nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know them personally, but my dad took over the takeaway from them and passed it down to me.
Are you related in that kind of way? Are you?
No, I'm Turkish.
Right.
But we weren't related to them, no.
Yeah.
They just bought it off them business.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's always been a favourite, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Super. Care. Cheers, mate. Well, that was nice. That's the new owners, and they've been here for a number of years. Now he's come over and he wants us to try this Chinese curry. which I'm going to do. Now, you know, I don't get freebies. I've had a freebie off Eddie Lockhart when he was retiring the next day. And it was something that wasn't even on the menu. And that was after the review. And it wasn't a review that I was reviewing for the computer, for Google, like I normally do. I normally put those reviews up, but I didn't for this one, because it was closing. So this is a freebie and I'm going to try it. It's not going to affect the review in any way. I've already kind of made my mind up on this already. Still got a few items. Oh, that's thick. That is a thick curry sauce. Let me give that a go. Look at that. Okay. I love the thickness of it. It'll make it easy to dip things in. That's lovely. Look at that. It goes really well with that fish, that cod, and the chips. The curry sauce itself actually reminds me of the paste flavour. You know, if you've ever bought the paste curry sauce, you have different levels of hotness. And you can get them in a box and then you mix it with other curries. It's got a lot of that flavour going on, which has always been a nice flavour anyway, hasn't it? There's nothing else going on in there. There's no lumps and bumps and sultanas and all that kind of stuff, which it's okay sometimes. But, you know, I'm okay with just having smooth curry. And that is nice. It's mild with a little slight kick to it. And I think that would go with anything. So that was a nice little gift. But like I say, doesn't affect my reviews. What can I say? My wife says I marmalise everything. I destroy a plate. What looks like really nice food to start with, within minutes, it looks like a bomb's hit it. I'm going to remove the fish for a minute. Right, okay. What we've got here is, we've got a steak pudding. I'm really not a fan of kidney, so I was thrilled when they brought out the mince on its own, the steak on its own. And everybody eats them a little bit differently. A baby's head or Babby's YED, and that with tat on. Babby's YED with tat on. And that's because when you tip it out, it's supposed to look like a baby's head. The hat is obviously this. So when they ask for the Babby's YED with hat on, or baby's head with the hat on, it's to keep it warm. It's so they can do whatever they want. They can move it around however they want. People will have it with peas, with gravy, steak pudding, and chips and gravy. Me, I like it kind of dry. I don't like all the gravy and the peas and everything and curry or whatever mushed in. I like the chips to be dry and I'll squash it down like that. And I'll mix it in with the chips. And that's how I like my pudding. And if ever I have a pudding, you guarantee that's it. That's it for me. Now these puddings are generic puddings, if you like. They're usually made by Hollands or another company. Not made in-house, or very rarely are they ever made in-house. But that doesn't stop them from being absolutely delicious.
Is it good?
You know what? It's all right, it is.
Sorry to listen up your I hope you can edit it out, but it's all right,
it's cool, it is.
Are you? Nice to meet you.
Good,
Mate.
yeah.
I've seen you on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
It's, you're one of the few, maybe, eh? The fish was lovely.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the fish. And I'm just going for the pudding, which is pretty generic at the moment. But I'm just showing how I eat a pudding.
Yeah.
You know, without the gravy, without the peas and everything else. I like it kind of dry.
Yeah.
So...
That's not what she said, though. Yeah, see you in a bit.
See you later, mate. Now, it's made from suet, amongst other things. But if you've ever seen raw suet, It's that lump of fat inside a carcass of a sheep or beef. And it's like a crumbly fat. It's not like fat you'd get on a rump steak. It's a bright white. I'm just saying this for those that don't know what suet fat actually is. It's a crumbly fat, like almost like comparing cheeses and going with a Cheshire cheese in that fat category. It crumbles. So I love the steak pudding. Like I say, it's a generic steak pudding. It's not made here. Well, I doubt it very much. But they are tasty. Chips, not a fan. Curry sauce, lovely. Thick, will go with anything. The salt and pepper sumai, my wife says they're gorgeous. I felt like the first one that I tried was like a meatball. It didn't I didn't taste that light dumplingness to them that you get, where they squash in a little bit. There's a bit of juice and a bit of fat going on. It still was very, very tasty, and I liked lots of vegetables with it. I thought that was a really nice touch. Sometimes you get nothing with salt and pepper. When they put that stuff with it, it makes a huge difference. My wife thought they were fantastic. Are they gone?
They're gone.
Oh. The fish itself, I really liked it. Lovely crispy batter. Not a particularly thick fish, but at the same time, it was delicious. So, okay, it's back to the computer where we'll look at a few reviews. Now, believe it or not, that guy with the cheeky comment would offend some people. But being in the building industry all my life, that's nothing. And funny at the same time. Let's get straight to these reviews. 1 star. I used to love food from here, but last time we had it, it was awful. Chips were minging. Well, you can imagine what that means. It's something we use, it's a term we use up here. In a lot of places of the UK, minging means horrible, basically. Thought I maybe have got them on an off day, so I tried again today. Still same, not very nice, not fresh at all. Response from the owner. Hi Amanda, thank you for your feedback. We're sorry to hear your recent experience didn't match your past visits. We're committed to serving fresh, quality food and will work on ensuring consistency. Please reach out so we can make it right for you. 4 star. Decent food and service for the most part. Can become super busy, so you may want to order for pickup to avoid waiting too long. Response from the owner. Hi Rhiannon, thank you for leaving us a review. We really appreciate your feedback and we hope to see you again soon. 5 star. Been using this takeaway for 4 years. Always excellent. Never been disappointed. Hi Alan, thank you for your lovely review. We're glad you always enjoy your food from us and we hope to see you again soon. Mine. 4 star. For decades I had visited this chip shop for lunch, though it had been several years since I last came, and it is now under new management. The shop is situated between a convenience shop and a popular pub, and there is plenty of parking available. Upon entering the shop, I found it to be clean and tidy, and the staff were friendly and polite. Things had changed a little since my previous visits, as the Chippy now serves various other foods as well as chip shop fare. The large cod was a good size, not particularly thick, but quite wide, with a delicious freshness to it. The batter was also quite special, and the combination of the two was spot on. The curry sauce was thick and smooth, with nothing in the way of lumps or pretentiousness. Sometimes, people can try too hard to make the best curry, and they fill it full of all kinds of things. And really, that's not what a chippy curry is about. It's simple. It's a simple curry, with plenty of flavour and a tiny little kick. And it can get in on everything, through the chips, everything else. It doesn't need to be full of lumps and bumps. It also had a nice little kick. A curry sauce that would complement most dishes. The salt and pepper sumai was very tasty, and the accompanying onions and peppers were plentiful and fresh. The sumai wasn't really for me. It had more of a texture of a meatball or sausage meat, with little in the way of moisture. But still, no doubt, people are really going to enjoy it. The chips were okay, relatively uniform and slim, but delicious. Cooking in oil, hygiene rating 5, card or cash, fish reviewed, cod. See you on the next one.